What's up, guys? Welcome to the studio. In today's video, I'm gonna welcome you behind the scenes. Come paint with me. I'm out here in my homemade art studio. It's a living room that I transformed into an art studio. And I'm here, I'm painting one of my best-selling t-shirts with the continent of Africa smacked on it. And I slowly kind of like on an ideation tip, just brainstorm and get it done, and then slowly build it up. And then when it's beautiful and colorful, then it's done. Then I stop. And once it's dry, I bring it out to the market and sell it. The concept behind these t-shirts actually is that, to me, the continent of Africa is sort of the color palettes for me. So I look at the continent itself as a palette. So I fill it up with as many colors, as many beautiful colors as possible, because that's my palette. So, and I paint on it, and I turn it into colorful, beautiful color palettes that actually entice the human eyes to make people want to actually buy it when they see it. And as you know, with the palettes will always work with brushes. You're gonna always find palettes with brushes. So with this, on a regular basis, you might think that this can represent some kind of like a spear or sword, whatever. But for me, this is translated into an art brush. So this is the art brush that's sitting on top of the color palettes. So the continent is the palettes, and then what you might translate as the spear for me is the paintbrush. So that's the concept behind this, and that's the whole story. And when people ask, that is the story that I tell them about. So come with me and let's just have fun. I always just paint. I don't really overthink it. I don't have any expectation. I just play with colors. I'm the type of guy who actually, I fell in love with colors and color theory, and all of this is just playing with colors. There's rules that you can actually follow, but once you understand and you get the rules, everything else is just, it's meant for you to actually have fun and play with colors and see what you can come up with. So it's all about experimentation, and that's all I do. I love to experiment. I love to experiment and see what result I can get my way, and that's pretty much my style of painting. That's why I call my style ideation, the ideation. So this is the ideation studio, where all I do is experiments. All I do, I'm just like the chef in the kitchen who can just take a couple of veggies and herbs and throw some salt and some pepper and some spices, and then boom, you got your dish. So it's the same thing with me. You can throw me a piece of loose canvas or stretch canvas. You can throw me a t-shirt. You can just throw me a tote bag or even a cap. And I'll be sitting here just playing around. If I'm actually not recording this for YouTube, I will actually have my music loud. I play my music loud, and I just zone out, and I will paint. So before you know it, one t-shirt's down, second t-shirt, third, and then I'm in the zone, just painting. So if I am not actually talking to you while I'm painting, I will be here with my music loud and just painting, and putting colors next to each other. And if the blue is looking very nice next to the brown, then I'm happy with it. If it doesn't look nice in my eyes, then I probably will accent it with some yellow to see how it comes out. If not, I will mix some more colors and throw some burgundy or some orange next to it. You see, but it comes natural. I don't actually like force it. I don't push it. I don't overthink it. This is all natural work. I got multiple brushes that I just work with, and these are all cheap brushes. This whole brushes in my hand cost me less than $10. All these brushes cost less than $10, and I can use them to create amazing work, amazing t-shirts that when I go out to sell, I sell it for $50, sometimes $60. On my website, it's definitely $70. So it makes it easy. I spend $10, less than $10 for paint brushes, and I paint a couple of t-shirts and sell them for $50 and $70 on my website, $50, $60 in person, because that's my style. My style is to show up and paint in person and sell in person. I paint in my studio and then bring it out and sell in person. So that's my style. That's how I survive as an artist. That's how I make a living. And in between, I have canvases. I have canvas that's I'm about to get on it when I'm free. So in between, when I'm not outside selling or working on more merch, I am actually creating painting on my canvases. So when I go outside to sell, and my whole conversation, this is a magnet for me. I use this as a magnet. I use this as a hook, as a tool to get people to come talk to me in person. And then conversation ensued, and then it's like, what is it you do? What is it you have? Then the conversation of my canvases comes into the conversation, and we talk about canvases, and let me get your email address. Yes, give me a follow on Instagram. Check me out on YouTube and stuff like that. So before you know it, that person will actually say, you know what, I like this guy. I like what he's doing. He's on Instagram. He's sending me an email. He's on YouTube doing his work. And also, I know where to find him in person, right here. When I go out in the streets, I can find him and stuff like that. So that makes it so much more easier for me to actually do business. So, and it is working for me. So if you're an artist and looking to make a living where it's not really working for you in the way, because maybe you've been waiting for galleries to come and save you, because the fact is that galleries is not going to save us. Beginner artists, intermediate, advanced artists that's trying to, find your way. You got to actually, kick down the door, go behind, get through the building from the back door, from the window, whatever it takes for you to get in. You got to get in. You cannot wait on line for someone to come and get you from the line. Like, yo, you, yeah, it's your turn. Come over. It doesn't work like that. We have to go out there, create our own audiences, create our own market, create our own channels, and survive, because no one is actually going to save us from being struggling artists and broke artists. If you're a broke artist, and if you don't get out of it on your own, you don't figure it out, you don't talk to other artists, find out how do they make a living, you're gonna get stuck, because no one is coming to save us. No one is coming to save you. You have to figure it out. So it's on you. Personally, my way out was the fact that I had this idea of building my own home studio. And I just pictured what this studio looked like in school. And I said, you know what, I can do something similar. I might not be able to have the premium studio settings, premium studio setup, but I can have something similar. So what I did, I went to Home Depot, bought some plywoods and some boards and some 6x6, 4x4s, and got some drilling machines and whatever, what have you. And I came here and I assembled this together. And I have a platform here that is just my workstation. And this is where I create. And I've been doing it for 10 years now. This studio, homemade studio that I set up, it's been around for 10 years now, and it's been putting money in my pocket. This been putting money in my pocket. As a result of this studio, this setup here, Pepsi came on board, Uber, Facebook, MasterCard, HBO, Forbes magazine, shout out in there, Bon Appetit magazine, shout out in there, Food and Wine magazine, shout out in there. I made it to I got in a book cover from a publisher from Amsterdam, from the Netherlands. Came to New York, saw my work, they fell in love, and they decided to put me on the cover. Right? Hold on, I'll show you the cover right now. Wait, don't go. Stay right here. I'm gonna show you the cover that I was put on. I'll show you. So look, see? This is me on the cover. See? And this is all as a result. That's it right here. This is your boy. And this is all just as a result of having a homemade art studio. Right? So it's probably like what? 2:30 going to like it's almost 3 a.m. It's almost like 3 in the morning. But I just feel like I had to do something. And I just got up and just started painting. I could have grabbed a canvas. I can grab a t-shirt. I can grab a loose canvas. I can grab a stretch canvas. I can grab anything that I have in the studio to just work on. So when the idea comes, or when I'm in the mood, when I feel that edge to just do some work, I just come to the station and just do some work. And that is the beauty of having a home-made studio, a home setup studio. So you can just get to work anytime, any moment, without having to wait and without having to depend on no one. So if you don't have a studio in your home, I am encouraging you to transform a corner of your room, a corner of your living room, your kitchen, your basement, into a homemade art studio, so you can actually create when you're in the mood. When you feel like getting things done, you can just pretty much, right, do some work. And it's so easy and it's so fun. I'm telling you, man, it is the best to actually to be living in an environment where you can actually always create. When the inspiration comes and we're motivated to actually get something done, you can just get up and just do some work. I'm telling you, man, there's nothing better. It's nothing better. I love it. It's 10 years in the game now. 10 years in the game commercially, like hustling, trying to make money and all this other stuff. 10 years, but doing art for so long. And it feels good to finally to be able to have art bring money into my pocket after spending so much money getting the education and getting the practice. Finally, it feels good for the art itself to start putting money into my pocket just on a daily basis, weekend basis, monthly basis and on a yearly basis, and it's been 10 years. And I wouldn't change it for nothing. I love it. So if you're an artist who's struggling currently, if you're an artist who's saying to yourself that I'm broke, I need to do something, the most important thing to do, set up a homemade art studio. That studio would inspire you, will motivate you to actually get some work done, to experiment. Your experimentation will result in scoring a home run. As you experiment, you're gonna create something that people would just love it and just start buying it like crazy, and that becomes a home run. This is one of those home runs. This t-shirt has become one of the home runs. I've been selling it for 10 years. People still buying it, people still asking me the story behind it. Every time I tell the story, they just buy it. They just love it. So it has to come from when you have your homemade studio set up, so you can experiment, you can create your legacy pieces, your canvas masterpieces, and you can also create your accessible, democratic, bread and butter, daily bread, mixtape, whatever you want to call it, cash and carry, something that brings you money on a daily basis. Because your skill, your art should be bringing you money on a regular basis. Why your major is the backhand. This is the after your magnets bringing all these people. Now they want to know more. They want more. They want to consume more. They want to support you more. Then the canvas story comes in. So that's how I actually survive. So, you know what, let's stop right here. I just want to share it behind the scene, let you know what's going on in the studio on a regular basis. This is what I do in the studio. If you got any value in what I'm telling you, check out the link below. Like I said, I'm a handmade, hand-painted type of guy. So if you're looking for something that's made with love, hand-painted with love, then check out my hand-painted aprons. My hand-painted aprons, you know, it's amazing for something that you can gift to yourself, to your loved one, to a friend, to a family member, to somebody you know. So that would be the only way I would ask for support. Other than that, subscribe, share, like. Most definitely share this video with someone who is an artist, who is trying to make it happen, who is trying to come up, a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, somebody who is trying to create some sort of a cash flow or income, and probably just stuck waiting for galleries or a collector or a curator or a solo or group exhibition for them to actually have a come up. My message is, you don't have to wait for all of that. Those things, when they come, it's good. We don't say no to those things, but we on the move. We military minded, independent. We got to get it hybrid, in person and online, doing our own thing. And we are also open for the galleries and the collectors and the curators and the gatekeepers to come on board. But whether they come on board or not, we are for whatever. We just keep it moving. We rocking. We don't stop. We're not sitting here begging and asking anyone, please come and get me, come and save me. We're not doing that. We out here getting in our way, one way or another. If stretch canvases and loose canvases is not selling, we're gonna sell merch. We're gonna create. We're gonna put art on whatever we can put art on, and make a living out of it. We're not going to be starving artists. We're not going to be broke artists. We're going to actually make a living. It is very lucrative to be an artist. If you to make up your mind to sell, to create and sell, it's very lucrative. All these stuff doesn't cost. This is like less than $10. These fabric paints, when I purchase them, it takes forever to run out, and I will 10x my money before they even run out. So that's the message. Just take advantage for the fact that the margins on art, making art and selling is very high. So you can actually do very well. You can actually make a good living. Unless you decide to depend on the gallery style. It is super amazing if that worked out. But if it doesn't work out and you're sitting here waiting for that gallery style to happen, you're waiting for the collectors, these premium high-end collectors to show up, and then you might end up staying here for a long time. I am not doing that. I do sell my canvases to the everyday people that buy my mixtapes, my merch, my regular daily bread, my bread and butter. They buy it and later on they want something else, and then they come in for the canvas. So that's how it works. I'm not actually waiting for any of that. If it comes on board, I welcome it. But if not, we got to eat. We're an artist. We got to be resourceful. I have to be resourceful some way, somehow. That's how we survive. So artists, don't stop. Go get money. Create. Set up your homemade studio. Turn it into an ATM machine and let it print money. Let it put money in your pocket. I'm going to stop right here. I see you on the next one. Salute. Peace. One. Love.